Hi everyone, it's Diane, aka Lucky Gardenia, Dashboard Confessional, and yes, I'm sitting in my car. A couple of things are different. One, it's still hot. I'm still in Texas. I'm in a parking lot. I'm in my car, but my car's in the parking lot of my apartments because I didn't go anywhere today, and I thought maybe you guys would want to update on what happened after I got home from the vet. So gonna update you on that. But first, let me say, Elvis is in the building. So let's get to it. The other couple of things that are different today, and we'll see if they work. I found my tripod, and it is kind of twisty bendy thing, and I've got it hooked up to my steering wheel. And guys, I'm in park, car's on because I got the air conditioner on because it's Texas in August, and anyone that's been here, we're not as humid as like Tyler, Texas, or Houston. I think Houston gets pretty humid, but we have that heat index, which, you know, makes what you would feel is really higher than what the thermometer shows based on humidity. You hear dry heat, wet heat. A friend, a viewer of mine, hi Cricket, she just moved to Phoenix from Illinois, Chicago, I believe, close to there, and she posted, I guess it was in her car, the thermometer, and I think she said in the shade it was 118. That is very hot. They have dry heat. I don't know how different that would feel, but I know when it's seriously humid and hot, you can't live without an air conditioner in your car, in your house, going full throttle. So yes, I have the air conditioner on, and hopefully in my car, hopefully it's not making too much noise, blocking out what I'm saying. But the other couple of things, you guys, I made a list. Hadn't been getting a great deal of sleep. I think I got 5 hours today. Went to bed 9:30. Well, slept for about 5 hours. Second thing is, I have a couple of things to show you. So I made a list. Just to be real straight with you, I've been feeling kind of anxious in my chest, and I'm sure it's just anxiety, just accumulation of everything. And anyway, I'm pulled together, different bandana, but I'm looking really puffy. I don't know why. Geez Louise. Anyway, first to Lucy, and then a couple other things, and then I'll let y'all go and have your Saturday night. Not that we can go out and do much of anything. Certainly I'm not getting in trouble. Okay, let's see, Lucy. We got home. There was only one medication I had to get her to take initially when we got home. The rest were, you know, at night with food. And this is where a problem kind of is because our schedule's all over the place. So trying to time these medications, and thank goodness it's just for not too many days. I think the pills, there are 2 of them that she'll take for, I think one is 4 days, the other is a week. So it's not like something ongoing like I had to do with my Pugmati. It was a daily battle. But the first one I got down her by surprise. It was not too big, and I was able to just kind of push it down her throat, and she didn't really have any choice about it. And that kind of initially calmed her down. I did look up, you know, what was the pill's purpose, and it's for, actually it's the medicine I take, and it's it's half the dosage of what I take, and mine's for restless legs, so it's for seizures, it's pain also, and something else. But I thought it was really wild, and I even looked at the capsule's strength, and they're different in appearance, but they're the same darn thing. So that was interesting. So I got her by surprise the first time, and anyone that has a pet knows they catch on really quick. They can see you going to get whatever your mode is. Is it in a little pouch that you put the meds in, and they take it in surprise, they eat it, and there you go, Bob's in the house. Anyway, she knew my tactics, so it did not work the second go round. And the second go round, the antibiotic pill was not small. So I'm thinking it would probably be a good idea to make a little bitty capsule. You know, maybe there's more capsules, but when you have a small dog and you're trying to get a big old capsule down the throat, it's not that easy, especially if they won't take it with peanut butter. They won't, if you put it in your food, they can smell it, guys. There is no, though. I remember I was trying to give Lucy a Benadryl, and I think, or Maudie, it was Maudie, so it was years ago. Oh no, there's a car that just pulled up. I'm gonna look really stupid. Not that I know my neighbors, but great, they went the other direction. Yay! Anyway, put a Benadryl in, you know, the soft food, Little Caesar, which is pretty yummy, right? They have a different dinner every day, just like we do. But her bowl, everything was gone, and that Benadryl was like sitting right in the middle. She was like, ha ha ha. I took a picture of it. It was just too funny. So going back to Lucy, I kind of squirrel out. So just, yeah, anyone that's watched me for any time knows that. I'm just kind of going every which way. It's not necessarily going straight ahead. So she was calmed down. You know, I could see some relief, and that was the only thing different. She hadn't had the other meds. So when it came to the second time, I was able to get them down, not too bad. Peanut butter's not working, and I think she's got some loose teeth, so I you know, I have crunchy peanut butter. I think I'm gonna have to go to smooth, but so thank goodness they're capsules, and I was able to open them up, dilute it with just a tad bit of water so it would dissolve. I have a syringe that's big enough to soak it up, and just, you know, get it down her throat that way. And you know, I hate doing it, but it's the only thing that's gonna help Lucy. So so the meds are helping, and I did talk to the veterinary clinic, called to do a next day, you know, check on everything, and, you know, how is she, has she vomited, you know, or any of that stuff. And luckily she had not. Most of the meds need to be taken with food, and it's just to help, I guess, keep it down. Okay, here comes the person, so I may stop talking in a second. But I brought some things to show you, so maybe I'll just, if he comes mosey on down the little sidewalk, I'll just act like I'm doing something. But he's checking his tires. We slept 5 hours. She slept good. Last night I was doing something sitting on the kitchen floor. And, you know, I kind of sit with my legs under me, you know, not really Indian style or cross. I don't know how else to say it. But so my feet were tucked under me, and she had her head laying on my foot. It was so funny. I took a picture. She's never done that. So obviously the medicine had taken effect. So all in all, she's doing better, still favoring that foot a little bit, but shivering is gone, and she started kind of panting, but she saw I was kind of getting dressed and getting things I was going to take out of the house, and she knew that meant Mom's leaving. So I think that's why she started panting. But anyway, so this is all just thrown together just to give y'all a little update. But I thought, hey, I'm at home. Sorry. Pull my purse and it's connected to everything. Okay. I think I'm just going to show you a couple things. Most are books, and the other thing is something I talked about the other day is a watercolor palette. And this is one where, very unusual, to at least to my exposure, where you can take tube paint and put it in the wells. There's 16 wells, or there's room for 24 half pans. And usually you can squeeze in much more than that. You can sometimes get 13 on each row, and then down the center aisle you can squeeze some in. So I'm thinking maybe you could get 30 half pans in it, and this is what it looks like. You pop it open, and if you can see, and this pops out. So if you don't want to, or don't have half pans, you can just use that as a little palette area. But isn't that clever? And it seems pretty airtight, but you know what? It really doesn't matter when you're using watercolors, because they dry anyway, and you just reconstitute it, kind of like Tang or something like that. Just add water and poof, it's ready to go. It may be, the color may be a little bit diluted, but so air's not necessarily going to hurt the paint that you put in there. The other couple of things I was going to tell you about is I found a book that I already had, and with so much time, not going anywhere, doing anything, started looking at it again, and I think I'm actually going to read it. And it's called Hip Tranquil Chick by Kimberly Wilson. And she's really a cool lady. I think she lives in Washington, D.C. or Virginia, and she does yoga, but she has lifestyle kind of thoughts, and I don't know, it's not just a yoga book, and it's not just a self-help book. It looks really interesting the way it was written, and do a little flip through. It's colorful, it's pink, and there's diagrams, so I think it's really cool, because I am wanting to do more yoga. And then come to find out, she actually has a Facebook page or group, and she also has a blog, and I think it's called something to do with Tranquilology or something like that. But anyone's interested in the Facebook name or blog name, I'll look it up and put in the comments. If you put a comment, let me know. But the other, I love surprises, good surprises, and she had another book, because I was looking to see, was she someone who wrote book after book, or just a one book wonder. But she actually had a book, and it was the compilation of, I think, 100 of her best blog posts, and this was over a 10-year period. And since I haven't ever watched or viewed her blog, you know, it's all new to me. So looked on Amazon for the book. They had it. It was, I can't remember how much it was, to be honest, but I think shipping cost would have applied. So I thought, secondly, I'm gonna look at eBay, and there I was able to find it very cheap. And then I got it, and she had she had written her name in it and some little wishing you something, and it wasn't a name. So usually you would pay more for a signed book. So it was like, first I was looking at it to see, was this how it was printed, where you think you have a signature but you really don't. No, it really was her signature. It just tickled me, and little things just make me happy. So happy about that. And I'd show you my new purse, the Vida purse, but it's all hooked up in this cord. I'm afraid it will go tumbling down. The other thing, not book related, is I think a tea that I've mentioned, and I was just making a little 2-cupper, and I quit drinking diet, or not diet, of course I drink Diet Coke. These crazy hairs. My coffee, I was really getting into a coffee habit, but it wasn't coffee when I was finished with it. You know, lots of Splenda, lots of dry creamer, not real cream, not half and half. I don't like that. Dry creamer is for me. A little bit of light calorie or fat-free cocoa, Cool Whip. Okay, are you getting my drift? You know, here's like probably a 600 calorie coffee drink, and it's like, I need to not do that. So so really got out of the habit. But actually I think it was after I got sick last June, I think, or April, and just didn't feel like drinking coffee, and just too tired to even make it. So it wasn't like I went through withdrawal. But I've been drinking this, and it's peach and citrus. I have not been drinking, guys. Peach and citrus. That's hard to say. It's made by Starbucks, believe it or not. I've seen 3 flavors. I add, of course, my Splenda and a lot of lemon, but I really like it. So I highly recommend that. And the other thing I was going to share was, she's an author. She also has a really fun group on, or page, or it may be just her individual page. It might not be just a page for her fans. But she's very creative. I think I mentioned her. She's quirky and fun. And her name's Jill, pardon me if I say this wrong, Badinsky. And she has several books out. And this one's taped up because it'd been, you know, open and closed so much, it was coming, the spine was coming off. So I took some duct tape to it. But that's probably backwards, but it's the Maniac. It's like an almanac. It's a daily thing. It's got, let me see if I can find my glasses. Some kind of glasses here. See if I can even read with these. These aren't very strong, guys. It's got a toast for the day, like a toast. Daily soul vitamins. We need those, guys. We need, like my Robin says, vitaminis. We need those. There's also noted whose birthday is that day, and a little bit about one of the famous people. And there's some aphrodisiac, and I'm not real sure what that is, but it's probably something good. There's a journaling prompt, and there's a place where you can write in it to say, today I got to, and add whatever you want. But look at this artwork. Her mind is just amazing. I think she probably used markers and watercolors. There's some birds. Anyway, look at the back of the book. Just quirky. And stuck another one of her books in here. It's called The Muse is In. Owner's Manual to Your Creativity. And again, it's kind of like a dummies book. It's different symbols for different things to help you stay creative. This is for all my creative peeps out there. Now, isn't that a fun picture? I would love to do something like that. Anyway, just to touch on her, and that's what got me thinking to bring these books, is I'm on her newsletter, and there was her newsletter, and it's quite lengthy. It's not just like a little paragraph, and there's usually some type of drawing, painting, and she was actually, on her birthday, she was going to do a free class, and normally you would have to pay for it. And you know, again, these days, stumbling over my words, I swear I've not been drinking anything but Diet Coke and water. But she was offering a class via Zoom, and you had to reserve, and she did put this down, and it was so true. She's like, please reserve. I think that's probably can only hold a certain number of people. And she said, if you're really going to attend. You know, how many times, like on Facebook, there's something you're interested in. Yeah, you know, you RSVP to the invite, and then you blow it off. And the people may be expecting people to show up. Or if it's a limited capacity, you just kind of mess somebody up. So, you know, I looked at the date. It was last Sunday. It was last Sunday. And luckily I woke up just in time to do it. But it was called a wobbly Mandala. However you say it. I must be fun to watch just because I screw up words all the time. Or I put my own little swing to it. I was writing some text to somebody, and I'm like, I wrote down a word, and to me it just fit perfectly, and I don't think it's a word, but it's now a word because I used it in the context of whatever I was talking about. But it's probably Mandala. And I meant to bring mine out. Maybe I'll put it in my car next time. I'll show you. But a wobbly, it's not perfect. It is all kinds of quirkiness, and you could use, she did say, you can do not use a pencil. This is not something you would go back and erase. And I'd started off, I'd put an angel, and I was going to make that as the center and change my mind. So it just became like pointing north, right? Where north on the compass would be. And I wish I could have erased that because it really didn't go with what I was doing. But you draw it with pen, waterproof pen, and then, or if it's not waterproof, you're going to need to use colored pencils. You color it in or whatever you want to do with it. And everyone could on Zoom, you can ask to show whatever and pop on there as the speaker and show, and everyone's was very different. And I think this would be something fun, just to put on some good music that you like, and kind of like a working meditation. And I feel that way sometimes when I'm quilting or sewing, where you're just not sitting down and purposely doing a meditation, but you get into that kind of meditative thought, or lack of thought. My head, if I can just see my head during meditation, I'd be bringing back to center so many times. There was something else I was going to share with you, and it just popped out of my mind. I'm sure it was important, but for the life of me, I cannot think of what it is. Well, it may have to wait. I'll just have to do a follow-up. I mean, guys, I'm sure the anticipation is going to drive you crazy. But, there was somebody that posted something on Facebook, and then they said, don't you hate it when somebody mentions some song and it sticks in your head the rest of the day? And I can't remember what the song was, but it was something you would just not get out of your head. And I don't know why the lyrics just popped in my head. And I don't know what the title of is Bye Bye American Pie. And if I could sing, I would sing that a little ditty, but I can't sing. I will give you an update on my ukulele. And guys, somebody join me on my ukulele journey. You can really get some very decent ukuleles for under $100, and there's all kinds of free teaching on YouTube or on the web. And there's a Dallas ukulele headquarters, and they do events, and it's just fun. There's just nothing not fun about it. But I am not musically inclined. I read something somebody had written in that they could harmonize to any song, and I'm thinking, wow, what a gift. I don't have that. And I've already mentioned that I can't get the timing down, and that's not the correct terminology, I know, but like the strumming pattern or the way it really makes the song sound like the song. But there are a couple of songs I can play, so I'm learning to be happy with about 5 songs. My 2 favorite, I think I mentioned, is Let It Be, Blowing in the Wind, Bob Dylan, You Are My Sunshine, let's see, Amazing Grace. I think that's a C chord. I think that's just C. Deep in the Heart of Texas. Who would guess? I would like in the Yellow Rose of Texas, guys. If you join the Dallas ukulele headquarters, and you don't necessarily have to be here, they have a whole songbook with all the chords written out, and then in the index it tells you which ones are easy. So, and then they have the pictures of what the chords, where your fingers would be, and which I need, and it's above, each area when you change a chord. So even people like me that are struggling just to learn, and I'm bound and determined to conquer it. I can sing Happy Birthday, or not sing, I can play Happy Birthday. And now that I'm taking hula, I'm going to have to learn some of the Hawaiian songs. And there is a group that meets when we're all able to, as a crowd, because there's usually 50, 60 people there, at a Chinese buffet place that has like a room off the floor and just lets everybody jam. And it's really fun. But now that I'm learning hula, and I think I'm attending 5 different dance classes online, and then hula on Monday. These are beginners. Tahitian beginners, and another beginner hula class on Tuesday. And then I'm doing a drop-in on beginners belly dancing, and that's just for fun. I just love doing the drills. So you know, my whole attitude or intent, you know, like when you do yoga, they say before you get on the mat, what is your intention for that session or that day? And my intention going back is just to have fun. And I don't know that I'll perform, and I would maybe perform the hula, and I would maybe I would love to perform the kaliji. Everyone knows, if you've watched the one video I talked about it, I love the kaliji. And I actually have posted when I had to do a 2-minute solo, and I did a kaliji dance, and it was at a class graduation, so it's in the studio. So it's just me looking goofy, but you get to see the taupe and how you wear it over something else, because I mean the armholes are like from here to the moon, but it catches the air, and it's like a bellow, and it's just gorgeous. It's heavily accented with gold embroidery, and you know, I'd like it better if it was silver, but it's gold. And someone just got pizza delivered. That sounds yummy. Anyway, kind of got off track, but there's also some really cheap courses from other countries on like Tahitian dance that you can pay one flat fee, and they have it for seniors if you don't. Tahitian's pretty fast, and I had to really contemplate, you know, was I going to do it again in August, because it's not something that is coming that naturally. But I think maybe once I learn the steps and it's totally different from hula, other than a couple of like amis, they're called, that's what you call it in belly dancing. It's called Emmy or Ami, no, I'm not real sure, and hula and Tahitian. But I went on and signed up, and just, you know, I'm dancing in my kitchen, so no one's gonna see me. It's good heart rate, you know, a little aerobic heart rate. I did remember what I was gonna talk about. I called my sister, and I'm hoping I didn't talk about it before, but Lord, as stressful as the last couple of days have been, I may have already told you. But my great niece jumped on the line when I was talking to my sister, and she's like, okay, you know, she always wants to know my biz, you know, what, and she wants to know it all. She doesn't want censored commentary, you know, like, can't even leave the room. She's like, if she's in the car and it's on speakerphone, she's living with my sister, or staying with my sister and brother-in-law. Her mom's a nurse and working on a COVID floor. So, and Tracy, my sister, and Cammie get along like this. So, Tracy will have the speakerphone on because she's usually doing something, and you know, I'll bring up a topic, and it's like, I don't know if I'm talking about my dating life or what really, but you know, I say, Tracy, who's in the room, I'm gonna talk about whatever. Should we be off speakerphone or what? And I hear Cammie in the background. No, I want to hear it all. She's 15, so Lord, she probably knows more stuff than I do. But anyway, she's like, oh, I think I did share this, because, yeah, I did. But I'll go on and say it again, because somebody maybe knew. Anyway, she asked me why I said Elvis is in the building. And she didn't know who Elvis was. And, when I'm saying that, I mean, like I'm here. I'm showing up. Main person's here. Center stage, let's go. And end with peace out, because that's all I could think of. And all the channels, and of course I want to up my game, have some kind of standard get her going, to the video in some way to sign off. And guys, I had nothing other than who I was. And it's like, Elvis is in the building when I start, and peace out when I left. That's all I could come up with. So, and I guess it's like deciding on what your branding is going to be. And eventually, if I ever learned how to edit or to add commentary or some kind of precursor, because a lot of the vlogs are just like audible diaries, basically. It's kind of like a blog is a blog. Vlog on YouTube is just where you're talking about just different things and whatever that person's into or what their life's about. And a lot of them have a centralized focus on, let's say, sewing or cooking or dancing or small children activities, something. Or somebody dealing with 10 kids, how to teach them because you weren't a teacher and now they're at home. Anyway, some of them have some really cool, like the first frame you see, it's something eye-catching. It's like a business card, a graphic. And, but given I can't edit, I'd have to hold up a sign, with whatever my picture was going to be. Anyway, I'll have to think about what my logo would be. And, I think if I already said, if I opened up any type of Etsy store or something like that, I have already the name picked out and the logo. So, and a friend asked me how I get it, and things just pop in my head, like naming an animal or whatever. It just popped in, and it's like, yep, that's it. And I wish it was like more complete, like the people that get, like they write a totally awesome book, and it was like, it just flowed. It wasn't even me. It was like just coming from God, the universe, somebody, their guardian angels, and it just flowed out of them. It's like, what a gift. I want that. I want that one. When I was in heaven, I obviously didn't sign up for it. And I obviously signed up for being musically challenged. But anyway, we all have different strengths and different things that we're not good at. And, in the past, there would be things I would start and I was not a natural at, and I would not take it any further. It was like, okay, not going to do it. I'm not good. And it's like, just push through it. If it's something that maybe you have an interest in, it's not coming natural. Like this Tahitian dance is not something that's, maybe when I was younger, I'm trying to rock my 60s, but anyway, I can only imagine I'm on the upper floor, who's below me, and probably thinks there's a herd of cattle up there stomping. But And I drop things a lot. So it's like, they probably think, what is wrong with her? There was one time, I was talking to somebody on the phone, on speaker, and there was something on the top of the cabinets that I wanted to, maybe it was crooked, or I wanted to put it up on the top. So I'm like climbing up like a kid would, you know, like halfway on the counter, halfway on something else, and it kind of collapsed. And it was kind of like Humpty Dumpty falls. And I hit the floor hard. I mean, not my head, thank gosh. I mean, so much so, it made so much noise that the neighbor came and said, knocked on my door. And I'm not the kind of person that knows all my neighbors. And it's like, we heard something. Are you okay? Anyway, I think it's the same people that have lived. I've lived here for like 15 years. I think it's the same couple that's lived there for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. They probably come to find out I'm just clumsy. Oh, one other thing, it just popped in my brain. There was some hurricane was threatening someplace. I think maybe Hawaii, and I got to thinking, you know, when I was in California, I experienced an earthquake. I also experienced an earthquake in my apartment where I was sitting in bed reading, and the bed was swaying, and it was only me and my dog. And I looked it up, there really was an earthquake. And then years ago, when I was a manager of people in a Fortune 500 company, we used to do a lot of training. This was way back in the day when we did lots of, all get together. We were a customer care center type of managers, managing a large number of people. And you would have to get some kind of training, leadership through quality, or effective whatever skills. And we would meet different places. And this time it was in San Antonio. No, it was in Houston. San Antonio or Houston. I can't remember. Probably Houston. And a hurricane came. And we were trying to get the heck out of Dodge. I mean, okay, so earthquake, check. Hurricane, check. You know, what other natural disaster is there? Oh, in Lubbock, a dust storm that when I was in college, where you could not, it was blowing so much you couldn't even see the buildings. Crazy. I wouldn't believe if I did not experience. I mean, it's almost where you couldn't even drive in it because you couldn't see. And there are big old tumbleweeds. At least when I was in college, way back when I drove home, I would actually see huge tumbleweeds. So they do exist. So dust storm, hurricanes, tornadoes, and tornadoes. I had a tornado go over my house. It did not hit. And I'm sure in one of the 60 videos that I've made, I've mentioned it. But I was living in Grand Prairie, and I had Teddy B, my little Yorkie, and the girls were with their dad. We had joint custody. It was a weekend night, and horrible weather came in. And, you know, you go to a place that's going to give you the most protection. And some of the places where you would think you would be protected under an underpass, or I don't know, there's different things where you would run to, you know, like think you're safe, and it would really, like an underpass is not a good place to be. And anyway, so huddled in the bathroom, right? I didn't pull the mattress in, but I mean, it was really bad. And I'm calling the girls, asking, where are they? Are they okay? And guys, it went over, and it sounds like a freight train going over your house. I've heard that term, or heard that, you know, described how it felt, and by gosh, it's true. I mean, it didn't hit my neighborhood where all the houses were like thrown every which way, but it was close. It was over the top of us. I've even seen, like, when I would go out to the barn, little bitty, I don't know what they're called. It was like a little bitty tornado, and I don't know if it was like a just like an itty bitty one, but I don't think I've been in a blizzard. Anybody else got any natural disasters I can check off? But that's pretty many, and I don't travel a lot. Anyway, guys, I went on much longer than I thought I would. Lucy's probably sitting at the door fretting that I'm gone. If you're still with me and you're this long into the video, I apologize for my puffy face. I don't know why I'm puffy, but sending creative energy out to you to try something creative, a wobbly mandala or a mandala. Look up Jill Badensky and see what I'm talking about, and sit down with some markers. Have some fun. Do something that's not perfect. Roughly right is okay most of the time, unless you're a surgeon. So, I challenge you to do something that you've wanted to do and you're not naturally good at. Yeah, let's go with that. And I got mine. I got hula dancing and Tahitian dance, and you know, with arthritis in my hands, I don't have pretty hula hands, so good thing I don't have to make my living at it. But anyway, you can find me on Instagram, Lucky Gardenia, and I'm on Facebook, Diane Rivera, and you'll see me, you know, me and my platinum hair. So you'll know it's me, and you can see some of the pictures of what I'm talking about a lot of the times, and my little dancing video doing the collegiate, and not to see me dance, but to see what I'm talking about, the beautiful taupe. Anyway, it's just kind of interesting keeping, you know, it's basically a folk dance now, it can, you know, a cultural dance. And I used to dance, and I was on the cultural dance team, and that's, you know, once we're back in studio, I would probably join that again, just to do the collegiate. I love the collegiate. Anyway, signing off. Thank you if you've watched this far. Like and subscribe, guys. Just to make me happy. Just put a smile on my face. Get your friends to subscribe, even if they don't watch it. Anyway, every time it has not failed that I post a new video, I lose subscribers. So eventually it's going to be me looking at my own videos, and I don't look at them unless somebody points something out and I go back to see what goofy thing I said. Anyway, peace out.